Hey everybody, it's Marion here. I'm back with another video. Today it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to show you a few things that I've been experimenting with for my journals. One of my favorite things to do is art journaling. So I will begin by showing you just some easy little things you can add to make your journals or your smash books kind of fun. This one is the one I did photography themed. And just a real simple thing right here is a brad. So I have a whole can full of all these little brads, and sometimes I just don't really know what to do with them actually. So I put that on my page, and in the back, I really didn't cover it, but you can put something on the back and cover it. But those are kind of fun just to, little embellishments. And of course I always find real cute stickers at the craft store. So that's one little idea. The next idea I have is this one here. I wanted to show you this. This is actually a cross-stitch fabric. I don't know if I can get any closer, but there you go. What I like about it is it gives you some texture to your page. So I found this at the thrift store for like $2, and I have a big roll of it. So what I wanted to experiment with is to see how well I could stamp on it. So I have this really inexpensive stamp I got at Michael's for like $1. And it actually stamps pretty nice on the cross-stitch fabric. So I thought that would be fun to just cut a piece off and stick it in my journal. And again, it gives it a nice little texture to your page. This one there's a little cupcake, and it's not dry yet, obviously. I should wait a little bit, but I took my Copic marker, and you can color it in a little bit. So I just now kind of experimented with markers, and I have not experimented with paint yet or anything like that, but it looks like it will pick up some pretty good color using the marker. So that might be something you want to just try and see how you like it. Gives your pages a little bit of interest. The next thing, let me move this out of the way, is this right here. I just cut up some little pieces of paper with my craft punch. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of each one so it doesn't move around. And what I did is I have this big block of beeswax, and this is a quilting iron, I guess. And I found this at the craft store. And what you can do, I've seen people melt beeswax over their finished projects, like their mixed media projects. So all you do is you take the quilting iron and you touch the beeswax until it starts to drip on your page. I'm kind of trying to get it right over the little pieces that I cut out there. Just a few drops, and they're kind of scattered, so you just kind of touch the page and you move it around. You move the melted wax around, and that doesn't really need to be there, but that's okay. And this, again, it does give texture. I have a little piece of hair in there. Normally if I was, oh, there you go. Actually easy, pretty easy to get out. So sometimes you have to just hold it on your piece for just a second till it kind of starts to melt. But it does look pretty nice once it's all finished, and it has a nice smooth finish over the top there. And if it looks like there's a lot of like little dry areas where the wax didn't get, I just go over it again, melting the beeswax. And I haven't used this a lot, but I do like it. It's kind of fun to just push the wax around, the melted wax. So that's just another idea you can add to your projects, either mixed media or even in your journal. You can do a whole page. You can just melt your wax over the whole page. You probably can't see this too well. I'm going to turn off my iron and start a fire. You probably can, well, maybe there a little bit. But you kind of get the idea. It does give it a really nice clear coated finish And I love the way it feels. I love that waxy feel. Let's see. The last thing I wanted to show you real quick is this Versamark pen. It's a watermark pen. Let's see if I can, there. Versamarker. And they sell these at the craft store. And what it is, to me it's like this perfect medium ink pad here, except in a pen form. So it's really good for embossing. So I will go ahead and just write my name. I didn't really want to use the thick side, but it has two sides. It has a more fine point, and then it has the thicker end. So you just pour I used embossing powder, and I poured it over the wet ink that I just wrote with. Then I'm going to heat that. And then what it will do is it's just going to emboss it. It'll take just a minute. Oh, I actually do have one more thing that I wanted to show you. But the one up above it, right here, I embossed it. So it gives it a shiny little coat. Now it's starting to go. So that's what you want to do when you want to emboss something. You wait till it starts melting and the white will start disappearing. It's actually kind of fun to watch it. See how it just is moving across? And once it looks like it's all shiny and melted, that's good enough. Maybe a little bit more there. But for the most part, that's what it looks like when you emboss with a pen. And it makes it real nice and shiny and a little bit raised, kind of. Or at least it looks that way. Lastly, let's see. I'm going to bring this book back. And I will get my crayons. Sometimes, like if I was working on this page and I had it all decorated and did my writing and everything I like to do on it, I always like to do polka dots. Sometimes I use my, the end of a pencil for polka dots and things like that. But then I thought, well, I'm just going to try a crayon and see what that will do. And you guys have probably tried this, but for me, I was like, oh wow, this is cool. So I'm just kind of turning my crayon a little bit as I'm heating the end with the craft tool. And then I'm just going to let it drip over the page. And I like it because it makes the dots a little bit raised off the page. You can shake it if you want. Like when you see it's really melted and about to drip, you can just shake it on there. And I like the way it looks. I know that I can't do this too long because the more heat I put on it, then the ones underneath I think will probably start melting again. So I haven't experimented a whole lot with it. See how that looks? It makes some really neat little drops of color. And it's easy to do. And I'm sure you can use a hairdryer or anything like that. And probably the heat tool that I was just using would work fine. So that is another one of my discoveries, which is probably nothing new, but to me it was. So there you go. You have some pretty neat texture there. It's a little bit different than how I usually do my polka dots, which are usually flat, and I just use my acrylic ink. But this I really like. And it's one of the things you'll want to do at the very end of your project, kind of the last thing you do. But anyway, that's about it. And just play around and experiment with what you have at home, and that's what I wanted to show you for today. So I hope you enjoyed it and have fun doing your journaling. You can visit my blog at mariansretreat.com/blog and have a great day. Have fun crafting. Bye-bye.